on, 49er Faithful, 49er Fan, 49er Gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. So we have our game coming up against the Rams. Headed down to Levi South as we normally do to go down there, wreck shock, take over their stadium, and prove that the Rams have no fans, and 90% of it is pumping in crowd noise. Um, of course, we love to live down there, and I'm saying it's not too far away. I think it's probably maybe a 6-7 hour drive maximum. So they can either fly down or you can drive the bus down. It just depends on what you feel like you want to do. That's always how it works. Manny Shavers, what's happening with your player? Um, so this game is one that's going to be a little confusing for a lot of people, including me, just based on the fact that there are a lot of freaking injuries in this game. Like, it is insane how many injuries there are on both sides of the ball. The Rams have injuries to their offensive line, and they have both of their starting receivers out. We have lost Debo Samuel along with a host of other people. We do have a welcome site that will be back on the field. Of course, he's going to be limited, and they're probably going to, count his snaps and whatnot. But my favorite player on the team with the most beautiful hair in the league, Talanoa Hufanga, is back, baby. He is back. He is not a head and shoulders guy like his mentor, Troy Polamalu. However, I've heard Mr. Hufanga say himself, Bath and Body Works. So Bath and Body Works, hook my man up, man. Get him a sponsorship or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Take care of my boy. You know what I'm saying? You can sell a lot of products with Talanoa Hufanga. Handsome young tonguing dude. Got the nice long flowy hair. Tells you he likes Bath and Body Works. You can market that Bath and Body Works. I'm telling you, pay the man and he'll make you some good money, guaranteed. But at the end of the day, we both, as the Niners and as the Rams, we both have to definitely go ahead and make sure that we are paying very, very close attention to, the situation at hand. Now, we could take a look at some things and say, okay, hey, the Rams are beat up, offensive line's beat up. This should be a gimme. This should be a cakewalk. We shouldn't have any issues, right? Wrong. The problem is you don't know who you're facing. So you're basically facing Matthew Stafford with a porous offensive line and a couple of receivers you don't know much about. And it's hard to be able to not overlook them when they're the second and third string talent. So, you always had that one person that will wind up catching you slipping. It's always going to be like that. There's nothing you can do about it, and for us with the Rams, it's Tutu Atwell. And he is still healthy and he will play. Tutu Atwell finds what's going on, B-Dubs. Tutu Atwell finds a way to light us up. He does. And he's done it in past years, and it's definitely rough. We don't want that to be the case here, but those are the guys that we're going to have to look at. So with no Cooper Kupp and no Puka Nacua, you're going to see a lot of Tyler Johnson, Demarcus Robinson, and no Tyler Higbee. So you got Colby Parkinson, Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington. So all of these dudes are unknown guys. Just for the sake of argument, Tyler Johnson has 7 catches on the year. Let's see, Demarcus Robinson, 6 catches on the year. Colby Parkinson, 5. Atwell's only got 3. And this is all in 2 games played. So it's like you don't know who to really guard. But for us as 49er fans, we know and understand what Tutu Atwell is fully capable of. So to be honest with you, that's the guy I'm keying in on. I am shutting down Tutu Atwell at all costs. I'm bracketing that guy. I'm making sure he is not able to get busy and boogie and do things that he shouldn't be doing out there. That's one of the main focal points. You do have a porous offensive line, so you don't know what the rushing attack is going to be like, or if these guys are going to be able to get out there and really truthfully block when it comes to the Rams, because they run a similar scheme to what we run. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the right people on the line to run that scheme, it's not going to work. So Kyron Williams so far, 30 carries, 75 yards, 2.5 yards per carry, which is pretty much trash. He does have 2 touchdowns, so that's 1 per game. That's not a bad thing. Then you got Blake Corum, Ronnie Rivers, and I honestly think Kyron Williams is going to be the guy that they'll focus on a little bit more. But when you look into the receiving crew, that's basically it. Those guys that I named, your Tyler Johnson, Demarcus Robinson, Jordan Whittington, and Tutu Atwell, are going to be the people we need to focus on. And honestly, their number one is going to be Tutu. So I say focus on him, bracket him, make sure he doesn't get busy, and that will make life easier for us in the passing game. With the offensive line being the way that it is for the Rams, we should shut down that run game with no problem. They should not have a run game at all. I believe Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave, Floyd, and Bosa should be able to shut that run game down easily. They should be able to. Not saying they will, because once again, these are people you don't know. You haven't seen them in action. You don't have enough film on them. You don't have enough understanding of who these dudes are to be able to dig deep and say, okay, this is how I'm going to combat this specific offensive line, and this guard, this tackle, this center, whatever the case may be. Okay, he says Shreveport, Louisiana checking in. My little cousin Terrace Marshall Jr., what you think chances of beating out Bell or Conley? I'm going to tell you right now, if that's your little cousin, congratulations on having some fam in the NFL. But I don't think he's going to beat out Bell or Conley. Conley, definitely not, because Conley is a vet. And he already knows what to do. He knows what his role is. He understands it. Your cousin is most likely going to be trying to earn a permanent spot on the field. And I don't know if they're going to give him time over Ronnie Bell. Kyle is one not to necessarily like to use unproven talent very much. Now, if your cousin goes out there and he balls and he shows Kyle something, he might be able to get back on that field here and there and do some things. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the times, it's not what Kyle likes. He doesn't care for stuff like that. So, taking a look from the injury report, let's just go ahead and see what we got here. I'm going to show y'all the screen here. All right. So, this is the injury report for both of us. Let's see if I can zoom in over here, though. Try to zoom a little bit for you. There you go. I mean, that's as good as it's going to get. I don't want to zoom in too much. So, Talanoa Hufanga, full practice, but he will play. Talanoa is activated. He will play this game. Deebo Samuel out. D. Winters, he will play. He is back in the saddle. Mooney Ward and Nick Bosa are supposed to be game time decisions. I do not see them missing this game. I do see them possibly maybe being on a lower snap count, but I don't see them missing the game. George Kittle is out. So we're missing CMC. We're missing George Kittle. We're missing Deebo Samuel. So when it comes to the 49ers, now we have to go look into our backup receivers. So you're going to see B.A. and Juwan Jennings out there to start. Who's going to be that third guy? Will you see a little bit of Jacob Cowing? Will you see a little bit of Ronnie Bell? Could Terrace Marshall find his way onto the field? Could you see more Chris Conley than you think? We don't know. I know for a certain that you will see B.A. and you will see Juwan Jennings. My thing is make B.A. the focal point of the offense. Work everything around him. You already know you have a 100-yard rusher in Jordan Mason. You already know that, Juice is a great fullback, and I'm so happy that he's finally being used out of the backfield. It's a beautiful thing to see him actually being utilized, because for all these years we paid him all this damn money and all he was doing was blocking, which made no sense. So at the end of the day, we appreciate the fact that Juice is here, but at the same time, we want to make sure we utilize him and make sure we get as much out of him. I mean, if you can have Juice sneak out the backfield on a wheel route and nobody respects him, nobody thinks he's going to do anything, he's going to be standing wide open. It's easy. Chuck him the ball, let him do what he does. Juice can get busy. What people forget about Juice is good with the yak too. And he is a fullback, so he loves the contact. He will barrel through anybody he can at any moment that he can. He's not the fastest guy on the field, obviously, but you never expect a fullback to be fast. So do that. When it comes to the run game, with no Deebo in there, could we see a bit of Isaac Guerendo? You know what I mean? Can we see that rotation between him and Jordan Mason? Guerendo's got the speed. Mason's got that power and that running and that disgusting, nasty ability to just punch you in the mouth. So there are options there. But back to the injury report. So we're going to scroll down and take a look at the Rams. The Rams, Davis Allen, tight end, he is out. Joshua Kelly, their kicker is questionable. Cooper Kupp out. Puka Nacua out. Tre'Davious White did not practice, so he's not playing. Bobby Brown III, he's questionable. Kobe Durant, which is another DB, he's questionable. A lot of these players are out, people. These people are gone, and this isn't even the full injury list when it came down to it. So you just have to think about it from the standpoint of understanding that both teams have a lot of injuries. Unfortunately, the Rams injuries are going to weigh a little heavier on them, just strictly based on the fact that they don't have the personnel to, play those positions properly and be backed up. You have to think about it. I got to ask three brand new offensive linemen, damn near, to go out there and face a defensive line that has all the talent, hasn't gotten home as much as we would like to, but they've done enough. The beauty of this game, no Aaron Donald. Thank you, God. Very happy that man retired. Don't want to deal with him. Don't want to see him. Don't give a shit about what he's doing. Don't care. All I know is the man ain't on the field to try to wreck my damn offensive line, and I'm happy about that. Now, the Rams have 3 sacks in total. There's somebody named Jared Verse. He's a linebacker. He has one. Byron Young has one as a linebacker. And defensive tackle Kobe Turner does have a sack this year. So those are the guys that'll probably be, you'll probably be looking for. Verse, this linebacker, he has 4 TFL, so we kind of got to watch out for a dude like that. When you see a guy that has a lot of tackles for a loss, he lives in the backfield and he's hunting. So then you got this Michael Hocht, and then Brian Young, another couple of linebackers that have 2 tackles for a loss. No interceptions by them. Oh, my bad. They do have 1 interception, and that was John Johnson III, but I think he's playing, but he might not be. So the Rams have some formidable talent. Of course, they still have Matthew Stafford. So this guy will definitely try to find a way to get the ball to the guys that he knows. Look for a big focus on Kyren Williams and Tutu Atwell. It does not mean you forget about the other players on the field. You don't forget about the DeMarcus Robinsons. You don't forget about the Jordan Whittingtons or the Colby Parkinsons or the Tyler Johnsons, because when you forget about them, they can still do things. These guys didn't make it to the NFL for nothing. So they had some kind of talent to a point where coach said you should be on an NFL field playing NFL football. This is their moment to shine. And you have to remember, as a young rookie, when you don't have a ton of time on the field, that time on the field, you want to get out there and shine. You want to get out there and make sure that head coach looks at you and says, you are a viable option. I will use you at times. This wasn't just a 1-game thing. You can continue to do this. I can see if I can put some packages in for you here and there and let you build your resume on the field. That's typically what you want to do as a receiver who doesn't get much time on the field. If you're a second or third string guy, and the minute you hit that field, you got to make every moment count. So a lot of these guys will be looking to do that. You're going to have some dudes out there that are going to say, you know what, I'm trying to make a name for myself because I want more playing time, or this is my audition for a different team to look at me and go, maybe we should trade for this guy. We need receiver help. You see what I'm saying? So you overlook those dudes, then you basically help them. You give them the option to say, hey, I don't have to worry about anything. I can just go ahead and get out here, do my thing, because they're not going to pay attention to the fact that I even exist. And we will. But once again, you look at the focal points, and the focal points of this offense are going to be 3 people: Matthew Stafford, Tutu Atwell, and Kyren Williams. Those are going to be the guys. So you have to be very mindful of those dudes and be very careful with them so that they don't turn around and bite you in the ass because you didn't pay enough attention to them. And now the next thing you know, you're screwed. So jumping over to the 49ers and their pass rush. So for what I need to see from us on offense is just us continually doing the same things. This is going to be a big game for Brock Purdy. Here's the reason why. Though the Rams are hurting on offense and defense, and we're hurting more so on offense, this is that time where he can go out there and say, I don't have to have BA and CMC to be able to win a game. I can do it without them. And the more he does that, the more it shows people in the league to give him more respect. It's not that he doesn't deserve respect as it is, but people disrespect him all the time by saying, "Oh, he has all these weapons around him." The stupid thing about that remark is that yet you want to have weapons around you. Why would you want to go out there and always do it with a bunch of nobodies? Why do you always want to turn a nobody into a somebody? Like, these things don't make sense to me. So knocking a person for having those weapons, it is what it is. If you have an embarrassment of riches around you, that's not your fault. And if you're out there winning games, don't be mad at me. Just watch what I do and appreciate what I do, and don't devalue my contributions based on the fact that you're mad because I have weapons. I'm supposed to have weapons. Why would I want to go out there without the weapons? What's going on, Ramon? So for me personally, when people say, "Oh, well, he's got all these weapons, that's why he's successful," yeah, dumbass, he's supposed to have fucking weapons. I'm sorry. That never makes sense to me, how you put a knock on a quarterback to say, "Oh, well, you have weapons, so that's the only reason that you're good." What? Like that's like saying, "I want you to be great at this job, but I don't want to give you the tools to succeed. I just want you to go out there and do it with whatever you have. Instead of giving you a laptop, I'm going to give you an old Mac computer with an old keyboard that when you type, it sounds loud as hell. You know what I'm saying? And slower technology and dial up internet. But I want you to be successful, though." What? Like, use your brain, people. Come on, man. Stop knocking on the dude and just understand and realize that he's been out there, he's made plays, and he's done great things. You have to just recognize that. You got to recognize it and deal with it. There's nothing anybody can do. That young man has went out on the field. He's won football games. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 NFC championship games, 2 straight years. Just let it go, man. All the hate, you got to let it go. Stop talking about the fact that he has weapons. Everybody wants to have weapons. You don't think Anthony Richardson wants weapons? You don't think Lamar's happy that he has weapons? You don't think that, Pat Mahomes is happy he has weapons? Y'all don't knock him for that shit. Y'all call him the greatest quarterback in the game of football. But I don't see y'all saying, "Oh, well, Pat Mahomes only good because he has Travis Kelce. Pat Mahomes only good because he has Isaiah Pacheco. Pat Mahomes only good because his defense is now solid." Like, they don't say that. So that doesn't make sense to me why y'all put that knock on Brock Purdy. And the man's doing what he's doing. So at the end of the day, we got to focus on us, and we got to be better on our squad. Now, here's the difference when it comes down to it. I thought I clicked damn 49er. There we go. Why do they keep giving me that? I don't want the fucking Cardinals. I want the goddamn Niners. Why does it keep? There we go. I'm over here trying to look at the stats for the Niners, and this thing giving me the Cardinals as if I give 2 shits about the worthless ass Cardinals. No one cares about that team. So as of right now, Brock Purdy, 550 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He has been through 2 games. That man has been sacked 8 times. That is a problem, people. That's 4 sacks a game. And that's not going to work. This offensive line has got to get their shit together. Everybody. Because if he's getting sacked 8 times a game, it ain't all coming from the right people. We are not going to sit there and continually blame Colton McKivitz for every sack that's given up on this team. Okay? Yes, Colton McKivitz is not the best right tackle in the world, but he ain't giving up 8 sacks by himself. So when you look at it, you just have to be careful, man. Minnesota, dude, good God. Brian Flores, congratulations. You know how to kick Kyle Shanahan's ass. Your defensive scheme that you ran was flawless. And it shut down everything that we were doing. Even Brock Purdy told him your scheme is insane. Like, that tells you I got to go back and do some film study and figure out how the fuck this guy just made me look pedestrian. It's rough. So, of course, in the run game, we don't have anybody outside of Jordan Mason that's doing things. Jordan Mason has 247 yards. He's averaging 5.1 yards per carry. He has 2 touchdowns. He does have a fumble, but it was recovered. But Jordan Mason has been a revelation. And it's not like we didn't know that this dude existed. We've been knew he existed. Just Kyle wouldn't give him a fucking chance because he loves on CMC so damn much that he just acts like no other running back on the fucking squad exists. And I'm very fortunate this year that Kyle has understood and learned I have to rest CMC. I have to protect him from himself. They put him on IR to give his calf more time to heal. I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of people don't like it, but that Madden curse is real. Okay. Everybody who's been on that Madden curve has had some kind of adversity throughout that season. And CMC is facing it right now. That Madden curse is real in the field. And if you don't like to believe me, go do your research and look at all the players that were on the cover of Madden and tell me they didn't have some kind of adversity in their season. Sometimes you're even missing full season. So Christian McCaffrey is already going to miss 6 fucking games. And then we're going to have to work him in. And then we got to be careful because we don't want to give him too many carries because we want to make sure he doesn't have any soft tissue injuries because he hasn't had any contact all damn year. He hasn't even played in the preseason. He didn't even practice. That's how bad that calf strain is. And you don't want the calf strain to turn into an Achilles injury because if he tears his Achilles now for the year, then you definitely got to stick with Mason. You know, for me personally, I honestly think this is a good thing. Jordan Mason gets some burn, shows Kyle what he's worth. He lets him stay on the field. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I hope Isaac Guerrero gets a couple touches. I'm pretty sure that's a long shot and it's not going to happen. But at the end of the day, I would love to see Isaac Guerrero get himself a few touches. That'd be great. But when it comes to our run game is fairly stout. I mean, hell, this man's been averaging 5.1 yards per carry his whole career. And that's saying a lot. When it comes down to the receiving, we are not going to have Debo. We are not going to have George Kittle. So we are going to have to rely on Juwan Jennings and Brandon Ayuk and Ronnie Bell or Jacob Cowing, Chris Conley. All these guys are going to have to step up in a major way and come out there and do some things for us and get down. They have said that they may deploy Jacob Cowing in the Debo role. And I'm all for it. I'm ready for it. I know he muffed a punt. And typically, if you muff a punt and you're a rookie, Kyle sits you on the bench and think you don't exist anymore. That's just how he is. Kyle has a doghouse. Everybody knows it. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's just how it works. So we're gonna have to have these guys step up. Eric Saubert. Sorry. You're gonna have to step up, man. You're gonna have to make it happen. So then when you go and you look at the defensive side of the ball, it's the same usual suspects, but we have one guy that's balling and playing at a Hall of Fame level, and we don't call him All-Pro Fred no more. We call him Hall of Fame Fred because Fred is a goddamn monster. Fred Warner himself is on the season, has 16 tackles, 1 sack, a tackle for a loss, 2 passes defense, an interception, 3 forced fumbles. And that is through 2 damn games. It's an insane stat line. That is telling you that man is the best linebacker in the NFL. There is no one better. And if you have someone better, I'd love to see you come on my show and challenge me about that. Fred does everything. He is a sideline to sideline, run stuffing, pass blocking linebacker. And that's what you want. You want an all-around guy. It's like people saying, who's the best all-around what? And that's the thing. You have to look at someone as a whole, which is why you give Jordan the GOAT title because he did everything. He was offense. He was defense. He did it. He understood schemes. He understood things. And Jordan was the last person you wanted to piss off. Because if you said something stupid to him, he made it his point to go and drop a bomb on you of 40 or 50 points. You know what I'm saying? Brady is the GOAT. Why? The man got 7 fucking rings. He's been in 10 Super Bowls and has 3 L's and 7 wins. I'll take that ratio any fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, my GOAT is, as far as quarterbacks go, is always going to be Joe Montana because he's 4-0. He went 4 times. He won 4 times. He ain't never lost. So that's just how I look at it. But it is what it is. Then you've got next guys up on everything. Nick Bosa has 2 sacks on the year. Both of those came in the last game. Kevin Givens has 1. Leonard Floyd has 1. So we got 5 sacks in total. You know what I'm saying? And the other sack obviously was Fred Warner. When it comes to the passes defense, Fred's got 2. Greg Odom has 2. Mooney has 2. Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles has 1. When it comes down to the interceptions, Fred's got his interception. DFF has got his. Shout out to my boy Media. That's his dog. He loves him some DFF. So, you know what I'm saying? It's great. But the one thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we are getting to that quarterback and shutting it down. The thing is our pass rush is collapsing the pocket, but the quarterbacks are able to escape and get out and do things. That 98-yard bomb to Justin Jefferson last week happened because of the way the pocket collapsed. It allowed Sam Bradford to step right up and just chuck that thing downfield. Not Sam Bradford, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold to step right up and chuck that thing down the field. And one thing, even though I don't like Sam Darnold and I don't like USC quarterbacks in general, I don't like USC, period. Fuck USC. At the end of the day, Sam Darnold does have a cannon for an arm. And he can launch that motherfucker downfield. That's been known since he was drafted by the Jets. And that's not something that you can take away from him. So you knew that was going to happen. The main key here is a lot of over pursuing. George Odom and Jair Brown, are chasing down the receiver. And the next thing you know, they both take the bad angle, which honestly is on Odom because Brown's trying to cut him off one way. So if Odom stays back and cuts him off the other way, then you can make the tackle. This guy doesn't run in and turn around and turn it into a touchdown. Like there are things that we must clean up on our defensive scheme. But on offense, this is just going to be a game where you're going to see Brock Purdy have to distribute the ball everywhere. I expect the focal point of the offense to be Brandon Ayuk because he needs to come out and have a great game because he's not doing so well this season. BA has 6 receptions on 10 targets and 71 yards. And he dropped a touchdown. Then a couple of surefire touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And I know Kyle is out there praising him. You can't say anything negative about your players in the open anyway, so I get it. But at the end of the day, for us as an offense, we need to make sure that our backup wide receivers step up, do their job, get things done. We need to make sure that we continually involve Juice in the game. We need to make sure that this offensive line is solid and it holds up against the Rams pass rush. They have a new bunch of people when it comes to their defensive line. It's not a lot of the same usual suspects. And, of course, once again, 99 isn't there to wreck the game, so it's nothing. But what I'll say is just don't underestimate them. Don't go in there overlooking them because the minute you overlook them, that's when they come back and it bites you in the ass. You know what I'm saying? These things are smart. These things can happen. And what you want to do is you want to go in there, once again, your focal point, if you are the defense, is the simplest thing. Kyron Williams, Tutu Atwell, Matthew Stafford. Focus on those guys. Make those guys' lives a living hell. Pay close attention to the other receivers that are there because once you make those dudes' lives a living hell, Matthew Stafford has nowhere else to go. There are no backup running backs that you're going to be too worried about when it comes to the Rams. And there are no other receivers outside of the guys that I named that you're going to have to worry about. You're going to have to make sure that you make the big three, so to speak, for that little moment. You make them pay in this game that you know you can win. With all those injuries and all the injuries amongst the offensive line and things like that, you definitely have a high probability of being able to do something great. This is the moment where you want to see the 49ers take advantage of the weaknesses that are being exposed by the Rams. It's very, that we can expose, with the Rams. Just go ahead and take it. There should be some crazy stat lines in this game for our defense. We should be picking the ball off. We should be rushing. We should have several sacks. We should be able to have a nice bunch of TFLs. All these things can come into play. So Sorensen's got to step his game up, make sure that he's got this team ready to go and that they're able to cover everybody and that they're able to do what they need to do. I did see Mooney take a little bit of a shot at the defensive coordinator and his DB's coach and just coaches in general and say, hey, man, I'd like to travel with the best receiver. We don't do that. We don't allow that. And that's Kyle. And nobody can tell me different because Kyle is the end-all be-all when it comes to decisions around here because Jed York is giving him that full autonomy to be that dude. And Kyle's the one who likes to run the scheme this way. Kyle don't want nobody traveling. And he's an egotistical maniac. And everybody knows this is nothing new. And I know people are like, oh, you're just going to go. I'm not going in. I'm just telling you the truth. There are people out there that have said this, that have been close to the dude who coached with the guy. They know him and have said this stuff. So me saying it doesn't make any fucking difference. I'm telling you the truth. You can look this shit up if you do not believe me. Kyle is an egotistical motherfucker, and he will continually do things his way, even to his own detriment, which makes absolutely no sense. But it is what it is. So In this game, it's very simple. Tutu Atwell, Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams. Focus on those three. Take them out of the game. Once those dudes are out of the game, the other guys should be a little bit easier pickings. I'm not going to say that they are going to be just a walk in the park because we don't know enough about them to know that. And it's very early in the season, and anybody at any point can catch you slipping in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So make sure we focus on those dudes. And as long as our defense uh, plays very well, we should be perfectly fine. I don't think we have to worry too much about any of the other people. I don't think we have to worry too much about their special teams, any of that. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely make sure everything works right. I think we'll be perfectly fine in this game. I believe we go to Levi South, punch them dead in their mouth. We were able to go ahead and kick back and relax. And after that, you know what I'm saying? We keep pushing down the field. You know what I mean? We got to go and continue to keep playing because we don't have a bye week. Let me see when our bye week is. Our bye week. So where the fuck is the bye week? It is. Well, it usually shows the bye week on ESPN, but if for some reason it's not. Either way, right after this, we play the Rams and we got to go play the Patriots. Someone that was definitely very interested in Brandon Ayuk. So we'll see what happens. But we got the Rams. Then we'll have the Cardinals. And then after that, we'll have the Seahawks. We'll have and then after that, we'll be in Arrowhead versus the Chiefs, which is a must-win game for us. We have to win that game just to be able to give ourselves some confidence. So these next few games that we have are very winnable games. These are things that we need to be able to do, as quick as possible, and make sure that these things are going the way that we want them to go. And be honest with you, man. It's very simple. Go in there, punch the Rams in the mouth, get out with a W, get out healthy. And if you get a big lead, fuck it. Throw Josh Dobbs in that bitch and let him go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we could do. I know they put Brandon Allen as the backup, but I told y'all that Kyle don't be fucking with black QBs. Everybody think I'm wrong. Everybody think that I'm saying something. I'm just telling you the truth. And that's why you come to this channel. You come to this channel because I give it to you real, raw, unfiltered, and I don't hide or hold back shit. I always tell you exactly what it is, and I keep it a thou wow. And at the same time, I hold every single person accountable. Nobody gets away with shit around here, and that includes Kyle. I know there are a bunch of 49er fans that love Kyle and his dirty draws. They think his shit don't stink. And a lot of people feel I should just be happy and shut the fuck up because we're relevant. Here's the problem. I don't come from an era where relevancy is what you should be happy about. I come from an era where winning championships is what you get excited about. That's what makes you happy. That's what releases the endorphins in your brain to give you that feeling of happiness is winning Super Bowls. Not getting to them and losing them, not staying relevant. It's getting to the Super Bowl and actually finishing the job. See, a lot of people told me, oh, well, there's a million teams out there that would love to have Kyle and have the success that we have. Somebody explained to me, hey, what's going on, Sam? Somebody explained to me that these other teams and fans of these other teams that would love to be in our position would not start getting frustrated and being tired of just being relevant. Relevancy means nothing. Relevancy is for these little young ass kids out here, for these little new age, Gen Zers and shit like that, using all these weird terms and skippity Ohio's and bibbity bops and all this other stupid shit that they say. I don't even know what the fuck any of that means. At the end of the day, that's what relevancy is for. It's for the new age people. That's not for us. Old school Niner fans, we were a part of watching greatness, and we want to see greatness again. We started out 5-0. We are now 0-3. 2 of those L's came on the back of Kyle Shanahan, and that is not okay. And I can tell you right now, if he loses the third one, I am calling for him to be fired. I do not want to have a dude around my damn franchise that cannot win the big one. What is the point of you being here? If all we wanted to do was be relevant, then yeah, that's fuck. Give Kyle a lifetime contract. He'll always find a way to keep us relevant. We'll always be in the playoffs. But but at the end of the day, you have to look at the facts. The facts say He unfortunately is not the guy that can win the Super Bowl. He's lost 2. That's it. You can say whatever you want. You can talk about all the things you want to talk about. You give me every excuse under the sun. At the end of the day, he's the head coach. When the Super Bowl is lost, he will get the brunt of everybody's fury. That's how that works. When you win games, head coach get credit. When you lose game, head coach takes the fall. Same thing when it comes down to the quarterback. When you win, quarterback gets credit. When you lose, quarterback takes fall too. Most of us in 49er land did not care for Jimmy Garoppolo. But you know what Jimmy Garoppolo had while he was here? He had a winning record. He had been to a Super Bowl. He had been to NFC Championship games. The man was here when the winning was happening, so he gets credit. How much he contributed to it means nothing. You on the team, you get the credit. These are simple things, people. Please do not get distracted. But at the end of the day, that's all I got for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Good little quick video. Only going to take up 40 minutes of your time. Not going in. I hopefully this year is the year that we can get the job finished. But right now we got to focus on the task in hand, and that's breaking off these lamb chops. Very simple stuff, not very hard to deal with. Tutu Atwell, Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford. Shut them down, guys. That's all we have to do. We shut those guys down. The backups behind them probably won't do much, and we will still have the opportunity to be able to go in there, go into Levi South, get a W, take over their stadium as we normally do. We're going to red that motherfucker out. And I just wanted to go in there and get a W. I want to see Talanoa Hufanga, get out there, get some snaps, perform, look good, get a feel for the game again, get that football caliber start to be build up. You know what I'm saying? I want to see our pass rush get home. I want to see our offense continue to thrive. I want to see Juwan Jennings go out there and ball. I want to see BA get back to his usual self. I want to see Jacob Cowan used in all those exotic packages that you have for Debo so he can show you. Debo is great. He is a monster, but here I am. I'm telling you, with my play, I need to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? The Rams on the flip side of things, they're going to be looking to make a name for themselves. They're going to say, hey, I'm a nobody. You're not paying attention. I'm going to make you pay attention. What's going on, media? So these are just the things that you want to continually think about. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, man, I know I wanted to do that show, but that migraine was whooping my ass. Shout out to my wife for nursing me back to health, man. She is a godsend. You know what I'm saying? She helped me with, she always got some crazy home remedy that works. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, man, that migraine was so bad, I wasn't trying to fight. Shut up. I listened. I did whatever she asked. And all of it brought me right back to health, man. By Saturday morning, that migraine, it turned into not even a mild headache. It was almost all but gone. But, thank you so much for that, media, man. You know what I'm saying? This is one thing I'll say is in this 49er land, you meet some real good people, some real good dudes, some real good brothers. I was actually out by you last night, media. If you have the opportunity, media, and you can go to the Tucson night market next week, come out, man. Fuck with your boy. Go to the Tucson night market next week on Saturday and look for Naughty Vegan. That's my sister and her wife's restaurant, man. Come through, man. It's the best vegan food you'll ever have in Arizona. Ain't nothing better. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. If anybody is ever out in the Arizona area, follow at Naughty Vegan or at The Real Naughty Vegan on Instagram, and just kind of keep an eye out, man. You know what I'm saying? With the pop-ups and everything, my sister and her wife, they've created some of the best vegan foods you'll ever taste in your life. And the great thing about it is it don't taste like plastic. It tastes like real food. It's, it's burgers, it's baskets, it's fries, you know what I'm saying? It's all kinds of things, man, but it's great. It's some of the best food you'll ever have. And what you mean, Cindy? You say, can the missus share the info? You talking about how to get rid of a migraine? Started with some, with pickle juice, honestly. And then, just get me on the side, media. I'll shoot you the info. So pickle juice, there was a cold press. She did some other stuff. I honestly don't remember because my head was banging like nobody's business. But I will definitely, if she tells me, yeah, I'll get that info. I'll shoot it to you, Sin. You know I got you. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Everybody have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Go watch some football. Relax. Have a beer or two. Me, I'm gonna go get up. Go have breakfast with my beautiful woman. And then I'm saying I'm gonna watch our game at the bar. We're not on television, unfortunately, so I got to go to the bar, slide through there, hang out with some Niner fans, watch the game, and hope that we go in here and punch these Rams in the mouth. I want everybody to be blessed, stay up, stay faithful, and thank you so much. Peace.